Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. In the headlines, the Health Ministry monitors an uptick in COVID hospital admissions. The National Flour Mills promises no more price increase on flour for the rest of the year. A fire in Laventille partially damages a home, and internationally, China fires missiles in unprecedented drills around Taiwan. And now the news in detail. The Health Ministry is keeping a close eye on what it describes as an uptick in COVID hospital admissions over the past week. Principal Medical Officer Dr. Mariam Abdul-Richards noted the increase. As of Wednesday morning, 156 people are receiving treatment for COVID-19, representing a national occupancy of 25%. Abdul-Richards noted that 80% of the people hospitalized for COVID-19 over the past year aren't fully vaccinated, and urged people to ensure that they are and to receive booster shots as soon as they can. The principal medical officer assured that the ministry is monitoring the situation. In more news, the National Flour Mills is assuring the public that there would be no increase in the prices of any of its products for the rest of this year. The assurance came from company chairman Nigel Romano in a statement attached to the NFM's unaudited financial results for June 30th, 2022, that showed the company experienced a $2.3 million after-tax loss in the first 6 months of this year. The NFM chairman, however, said that despite this, the National Flour Mills have secured supplies for the rest of the year and do not expect to change prices in the near future. Police are investigating a fire in Laventille. Officials say around 7 p.m. on Tuesday night, residents of Picton Road heard a strange noise, and upon investigating, they observed a home along the roadway on fire. The residents notified the police and fire services, and a team of officers from the Besson Street Police Station and the Ryson Road headquarters responded. When officers arrived, they were able to contain the fire before it spread to nearby structures. However, the building itself sustained significant damage. At the time of the fire, no one was at home, and as such, no one was injured in the incident. Internationally, China fired a barrage of ballistic missiles into the waters around Taiwan as it launched large-scale military exercises in response to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to the self-ruled island. Taiwan's defense ministry said it detected 22 Chinese fighter jets briefly crossing the Taiwan Straits median line during Thursday's exercises, and Taipei scrambled fighter jets in response. Air defense missile systems were deployed to track the jets, and radio warnings were broadcast according to an update on the Defense Ministry's website. Chinese state media said the live fire drills in 6 areas around Taiwan got underway at noon and will continue until the same time on Sunday. China's ambassador to the United Nations, Zhang Zhon, told Al Jazeera the heightened military activity was a direct response to Pelosi's controversial visit. Pelosi was the highest-profile U.S. official to visit Taiwan in decades, defying a series of stark threats from Beijing, which views the island as its territory. China said it hopes that the United States will draw a lesson from such a situation, that they should honor their commitment on the One China principle and not support any claim of independence. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. Recapping the headlines, the Health Ministry monitors an uptick in COVID hospital admissions. The National Flour Mills promises no more price increase on flour for the rest of the year. Fire in Laventille partially damages home, and internationally, China fires missiles in unprecedented drills around Taiwan. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas. Miss Aisha Wells, the Queen of Talk, she's up next.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Hot Off the Press presents Aisha Wells' birthday bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're gonna have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board? We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Ulu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live.
Good, that boat ride looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat ride look like it's on to it.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And in the air. Rock in the air. Boys and boys in. La la la. Whoa. Tell them pass it wrong. Ice. Bless the love man. Watch out it. Big up me out and bad in the people better be causing trouble. Whoa. Just watch out me causing trouble. Whoa. Everybody buy it. Grandstand. One one, two. Somebody get a room to mash up this. Run to the back and jump up and hold their head. Make everything. One
Ring the bell
Share the live.
So listen well, I come to deliver this word. Let the voice of the dumb press be heard over the world. Let the people's story be told. Well, it's a long, long time now we come out for action. Glory days come down. I come with my bell just a second. The motion rock the rap so we dumb. Whoa, I ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for justice. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for culture. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for freedom. Ring the bell down there. I said to ring up the bell for the rap so we dumb. Ring the bell down there.
How you guys doing today?
Over. Ring it all over.
Like the video and share the live.
Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Hey. Bring it in the House of Parliament. Bring it in the seat of government. And let it hear. Let it hear. Bring it in the House of Congress. Bring it in the Buckingham Palace. In the Kremlin and Washington. Bring it in the Vatican too, Lord. Oh, oh. I ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for justice. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for culture. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for freedom. Ring the bell down there. I said to ring up the bell for the rap so we dumb. Ring the bell down there. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Hey.
As we continue to celebrate Emancipation Week here in Trinidad and Tobago, so much is happening. Because in addition to celebrating emancipation, we're celebrating 60 years as a nation, thanks to the country's founding father, Dr. Eric Eustace Williams. So in the month of August, we have a lot to celebrate. Today, of course, Minister Camille Robinson Regis, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, would have kept a press conference. I'm trying to pull it up right now. As she, of course, talks about the plans that we have for celebrating 60 years as a nation. That's 60. And a lot of persons are saying, for 60 years as a nation, where are we? Now, that's a conversation I want us to have in this hour. Have we grown and developed much as a nation over the last 60 years? Because we're still dealing with issues of racism. We're dealing with issues of violence. You know, we're dealing with crime. We're dealing with corrupt politicians, corrupt police officers. And the list goes on and on and on. It's sad. It is sick. And it's sad. And the sad thing about it is, people, even though we celebrate 60 years as a nation, have we gone forward or backward? Now, there are concerns that some of our agencies don't work. There are concerns that some of our health institutions are failing. There is issues surrounding WASA and patients that are being sent home. There's rumors of protest action on the horizon, but I'm thinking, WASA really gonna protest for water? We don't get water. How the hell they could protest for something we don't get? If you withhold the water, it could be an ordinary day, but I don't want to get sidetracked. I don't want to be sidetracked. People, listen up. We celebrating 60 years. 60 years is a big, I mean, it's a big deal now. 60 years is a big thing. Where are we 60 years later? I want to open up the lines and take your calls. I want you guys to get in this conversation. It ain't easy to run this country, you know. For 60 years, we had to give our leaders credit because Trinbagonians is a funny kind of people. Trinbagonians are unpatriotic, very deceitful, lazy at times. I mean, I could stay whole day talking about Trinbagonians. Unlike Grenadians, my second home, and good day to all my Grenadian brothers and sisters. They're a little more patriotic. Let me just say that. But Trinbagonians, we had to do some reflection in this hour. 60 years as a nation. Where are we? Where we at? And where we going? Because 60 years is a long time. We's a big, we's grandparents, we senior citizens. Yes, that's where we is. Trinidad almost ready for pension. Where are we? And that is what we're going to discuss inside this first hour. Let me just let you guys know a lot of dignitaries are coming to Trinidad and Tobago for the 60th anniversary of independence. And you're going to be hearing a lot more about it in the next few weeks. But this is time for us as Trinbagonians to do some soul searching. 60 years is a long time. We's grandparents now. What have we accomplished over the last 60 years? Have we gone forward or are we going backward? The lines are open. Feel free to touch in with me very early. Numbers to call: 3420081, 3420081, 771-1791, 4665-391.
Once upon a time there was a magic island full of magic people. Let me tell you a story about their pain and their glory. Oh yeah. Many rivers flow to this naked eye, bringing fear and pain, but also a brand new style. And of all these rivers that shape this land, two mighty ones move like a sculptor's hand. And today those hands across the land, man, is still landscaping. And there's no doubt we can work it out, there is no escaping. As the river flows, there are those who will change its passage. But every common man got to understand up and send a message. So put up your hand if you understand. Now come, see how we moving, watch how we grooving, see how we step in style. One lovely nation under a groove. The Ganges don't meet the Nile.
right, senior citizens. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago ready for pension in a few years. Where are we? Honest opinions only. Let's go straight to the phone lines. Caller, you live.
Yes, good afternoon, Aisha.
Hi, good afternoon, darling.
Yeah, having compared, I did a comparison. I look at the big U.S. U.S. is celebrating 246 years as an independent country or state. I look at their achievement and compare to Trinidad and Tobago. I felt we have done not excellent, but I give us a satisfactory approval. That's me.
All right, satisfactory with room to improve.
Plenty room to improve.
Very fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We're going to go again. Yeah. The lines are extremely busy inside the studios. Caller, you are live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
How you doing, Mano?
Well, he has taken a little weather and thing, we complaining for this sun, no complain when the rain falls. Yes. I think we do a whole lot good. Besides those who don't want to do. We did a whole lot good. With 60 years the Golden Jubilee, first, we had an airline that was successful. Besides the people who tried to pull it down, it was successful and we're going further. We had an oil field, and we had oil, and we did good with it. Besides those who stole the money, Aisha, we had intellectuals, we had people who came doctors, lawyers who came, all sorts of things, who came pilots, who came, all sorts of things. We had gold medals. We did everything that the world had done. We're not behind nobody. We're second to nobody. We're right there. Pump the pump with New York City. We're right there. Most of the things that happen in America and around the world is Trinidadians that done it. With half of the education that come from Trinidad itself. We had successful prime ministers. I sure we done a whole lot. We did a whole lot in Trinidad. We developed this country. All the rural areas we fixed properly. Besides the people who tried to match it up and bad talk it. I sure we did a whole lot good in Trinidad. Trinidad and Tobago, I'm telling you again, this is a nation that we're building here. And let us build it stronger. We have done a proper foundation. Let's go better. And those trying to mash it up, mash them up instead. I shall have a nice day. And Tobago, happy independence.
Thank you so much. So let me read some comments on YouTube. Tobago Gal says, I believe in 60 years, we've come an extremely long way. We have a long way to go, but compared to some countries around that age, we ain't bad at all. All right, I continue to read. Altia says, I'm watching tricks with them people. What we celebrating? I say, all you stay home and go celebrate. I mean, Altia, what really going on with you? We go again. Patricia McKenzie says, we need meaningful politicians who have country at heart. We must get rid of this present crop of unpatriotic politicians and try never again to have any like them in TNT. Girl, if you was close to me, I'll hug you. Let me get some comments from Facebook. Send those comments on Facebook. Let me read it. And I'm going to get some voice notes in as well. We are talking 60 years. We ready to collect we pension. Where are we?
Yours truly, Diamond, is right here. The Queen of Talk Radio, Aisha Wells, Her Excellency. I hear you on that. 60 years. Yes, we've come a long, long, long way. You see, those who don't want to achieve or those who don't want to push forward their lives and make their lives happy people, that is them. I know about me, and I'm living good. You start saying, thank God for life and His goodness. So, that's all I could say, you know. Think about it. Think about last 60 years back to now and see where we are. Although there are some people who try to mash it up, but hey, here we're going on, eh? We're going forward ever. Right? Forget the trolls and forget all those people who don't want to go forward. Okay? Love in the house.
Let's take a call. You're live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
How you doing, love?
Good, good. Aisha, as you said, long. We have done well as a citizen. Our children we did a lot with our resources. Our leaders have done great. I mean, we have had a few people doing a wrong thing, but I don't want to compare us with any country. We are still high, Aisha. Developing country citizens are coming to Trinidad and Tobago. So it means that we are not perfect, but we are okay, right? It's up to the citizens to build its country, because the country cannot do anything without you people of Trinidad and Tobago. You have to work and develop it, right? We have people in place who's trying to help. And like you said, as you mentioned, pension. Everybody wants pension, but what are they putting in the national gross domestic product for them to receive that? Aisha, as you said earlier, it's not easy to govern, because some people cannot govern their home, okay? And if you have to govern 1 million plus different minds, different wants, right? It's difficult, but they're doing good. Thank God that we can get up in the morning and see the sunlight and not running away from some bullets and, the different things that happening in country, right? And I'm saying, God bless Trinidad and Tobago. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me get some voice notes on the inside. I know a lot of you trying to get in. Let's go.
Aisha, I think the biggest problem with Trinbagonians is that the government did so much for Trinidadians over the years, Trinbagonians over the years, that we come to expect it, I sat on the sidelines in the U.S. for a long time, and every time I come home for either Carnival or Christmas or whatever, I reflect on the fact that I had to work so much harder to get the same things living out here in the U.S. So I think Trinidadians just need to understand that, things could have been way harder. And as long as Trinbagonians understand that things could have been even harder if it wasn't for subsidiaries and, free housing and all these other programs. I mean, so many programs that Trinbagonians are privileged to because of the government we had and because of windfalls with oil and gas over the years and sugarcane over the years and whatever other resources, I think if Trinidadians could reflect on that, then people wouldn't complain as much. But, I live out in the U.S. now, so it's not a gripe for me. It's just something that I've noticed, because every time I come home, I got to bring something for family, So it's just Trinbagonians reflect on the fact that your government does a lot more for you than you think, So, that's pretty much my take on it. And much love to everyone. I mean, much love. I mean, just reflect on what you have, Trinis and Tobagonians. Love in the house. All right, Aisha, take care.
Yes, Aisha, good afternoon to you. I think Trinidad and Tobago has done great. There's room for improvement in terms of agriculture, but I think we have done good from since the late Dr. Patrick Augustus Moving Manning, God rest his soul. He has laid the bridge and the Pienemini Pass by building Trinidad and Tobago. I saw my family who left in the early for years and years and years and come back to Trinidad. And they were shocked to see the improvement of how people, they dress. A lot of Trinidadian women dress more.
I'll come back to your voice note. A call, cut it off. Caller, you live?
Pleasant good day to you, Aisha. How are you?
I'm good, Paul. How are you doing today?
Aisha, I'm actually good. That caller is lying. Anybody lay any foundation for agriculture when Avina Singh and others are struggling with agriculture right now? They need to get an act together. They need shaking up. Thank you.
So what the... Paul, your head good? Paul, look, I don't know, like, Paul does wake up on the wrong side of the bed or something and it comes to 4 o'clock. Paul, get it together, okay? I'm not sure what is going on, Paul, whether your hormones are raging. Get it together, Paul. Get it together.
She was a female. She's a female. And she came to spend Carnival and she said, well, people let's dress up more in Trinidad than we outside in the States. Look how nice people looking here and the place more developed and everything. You understand? So I think we have done a lot in terms of where we were and where we is now. But I would like to see them post a lot of emphasis on agriculture. Most emphasis right now. Thank you.
A lot of people are saying we're not doing bad. Citizens are saying we're not doing bad. Caller, you live?
Yeah, I say again.
Anna, what you think?
Listen, we did good. We did good. We put on a proper foundation and we're going to build a proper position. We have to have a strong ceiling. We go into that ceiling. And Miss Paul, if you think the agriculture is done good, why don't you go and get some cane? Because there's something wrong with your head. Something is going to be wrong. You want everybody to do something. Get up and do something for yourself. It's cane you want, you're gone.
Man, are you in easy at all? I don't understand. When we all just come up with these things, listen. Paul is go mad at 4 o'clock. I convinced at 4, Paul is wait till I come on to just trip the hell off. And I'm hoping Paul get it together, you know. The last time I spoke with Paul, I know Paul was disgruntled because, you know, Paul went up for alderman in the PNM and thing. Paul tried to get into the hierarchies of the PNM and thing, and they looked past Paul. They looked past him, and Paul is still pissed and peeved by that. Paul just wants some respect in the party. And because of that, Paul is just, he upset. He upset and he's throwing tantrums. So, Paul, we understand your tantrum. We hearing your tantrums. But get it together now, love. Not sweetie pie. Dust off your shirt. I mean, who get more rejected than me? I just dust off and come back out, Paul. So, Paul, dust off your shirt. Or the skirt. Anyone. Dust it off, Paul. And get back into the scoop of things, Paul. Get in them high heels, Paul. Step out. And let me run out and come again, Paul. Paul, don't be so bitter. Don't be so bitter. Let's go. Caller, you live?
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I really Thursday, girl. Listen now. You know, it's strange that the gentleman complained about agriculture, and only recently the administration put out something to give people agriculture land. And you know, Paul didn't go and take none. So how people could do better agriculture when they offer you to go and get all they don't get, but then complain they don't have? This is Trinidad. And you know, the lady mentioned something. She said she didn't want to compare to the other countries. But other countries that come here and do good, why we can't stay in our own country and do good? That should be the real question we need to be asking. Why we, Trini, can't stay here and do something for ourselves? People from all over the world, from Africa, come right back, come right here and do excellent for themselves. But we here staying and complaining about nothing can happen. So then we the problem, not the country. I just say, let me throw that out there. I say you have a nice day. Stay safe.
When I tell you, all it just kill me, you know. Stop messaging me to request Merchant song for Paul, please. I have never heard Merchant song before. What song did Merchant sing? Okay, so somebody just sent me the link to the song here. Let me see if I could take it in. Does the song have any relevance to the show? Let me hear it. It's a nice melody.
Was my good partner. To me he was like a brother. A jack of all trades, a very good sportsman. A real heavy dude, all the girls like normal. Then he left and went away to a next country. And when he came back it was a different story. He walking and shaking hips, wearing earrings and rouge on lips. What he did to himself I don't know, but he really changed up to go. Wearing a tight band and a handbag in his hand. I say no, this ain't true. And he wearing makeup to act. Oh man, is that you?
I mean, all you could have tell me that this song is not relevant to the 60th anniversary of independence, man. How Norman reaching this? All you wicked or what? When I tell you, my listeners and them here real different. All you could throw shade there, throw the whole tree.
School together. From small we was always partners. Breaking beach and pitching marbles in the yard. Now Lord, what is this? Like my partner gone man. When he passed in, all the boys just looked at him. And if you see how Norman does be blushing, whatever he do it so plain, he believe that he's not a man again. I hear he even gone so far to change his name to Norman. Wearing a tight pants and a handbag in his hand. I say no, this ain't true. And he wearing makeup too. I ask him, Norman, is that you? Tell me, Norman.
When I tell all you, I fed up, but listen, I fed up at them, you know, I fed up at all you here, boy. I just come here good to have a good show. Always put me in Bacchanal every evening. Good afternoon to Michelle Superwoman on the YouTube. She is killing herself with laugh. They say it's not relevant to the 60th anniversary, but Paul may find some relevance in this song. I don't know where all it has come out. Caller, you live?
Yes, my sister. Good afternoon.
My dear brother.
And how things?
How are you?
I get upset just don't know. Pauletta, take time now, man. Take your time, Pauletta Serena. Right? Aisha, I am proud of my country celebrating 60 years of independence this year, right? But the only problem, Aisha, we had, right, was that 5-year span under Pushwati that had plummeted this country 20 years back. If Pushwati and she minions was not there, this country would be one of the most developed countries in the Caribbean. Because Manning had a vision for this country, right? And people choose to go and vote in this woman and they put this country under duress. And 12 years later, Aisha, we're still under duress. But until we get rid of the opposition in this country, the country won't go nowhere because they are opportunists. But Aisha, on another hand, I am proud of my country celebrating 60 years and we have come a very long way from then to now, right? Until we get rid of the opposition, we're gonna be spending something more. But other than that, we're doing very well. Minus a little crime situation I think we having, because it's not only Trinidad we go have crime, right? But we're doing good as a nation. The problem is we have much of racism that is taking place, and that is our problem with the opposition. I shall locked on, and Paulina, Serena, take your time. I'm locked on.
I hope all you know Paul is getting emotional after all you say these things about him, eh? Paul is get very, very emotional when all you say them things about him. So, all you keep it to the show and let Paul give Paul's opinion. You know, Paul could only be Paul. All right. So while I'm at it, let me say happy birthday going out to Mr. Bago. I hear they banned Mr. Bago on Facebook. I'm so sorry, my love. Happy birthday going out to you, Mr. Bago, and I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. Caller, you live?
Aisha.
Yeah.
But it is Paul or Paula?
No, it is Paul. It's actually Paul.
Oh, because you could go looking for Kane, you know. I don't know. Paula?
Mano, I find you hitting for 6.
No, because we have a country running good. Before you try to say something negative, build this country. Because you didn't get in to do where you want to get to. You want to pull it down? For your what's on Shushula? It's Shushula, the lady name, or Pushwati, something. Your words on her. Oh, God, Paul. Paul. Have a shame on you. Stay off the radio.
Watch me, raging in the heat.
Let's go, you're live.
Hi, sister.
My dear brother, 60 years, where are we?
60 years. I am proud to be a Trinbagonian. In 60 years, I have a man that invented the only instrument in the 20th century, Well, my country has given the world an instrument in the 20th century. No country could do that. Winston, Simon, and Pan. When Google put we up and get 5 million views, and I do the one. I have the first gold medal in Trinidad and Tobago, Hazley Crawford. Right? The first black Miss Universe, Miss World, Penny Commission at that time. Well, now I remember the full name. Right? I have greatest cricketer in the world, Brian Lara. All of that under P&M education, you know, sister. I have an opposite first female prime minister who got a P&M education, because if the doc didn't go down south and tell them that everybody has to go to school, females as well as males, she would not be reached where she reaches. So I am proud. You understand? The only problem I have is that I have a group of recalcitrant people. When I would have a train in my country to avoid, I on the highway right now. And I would like the police commissioner or the police who in charge of the traffic branch. We have a ton load of vehicles on the road with blue lights that are not police vehicles. Rain falling and they're using these blue lights to move through the traffic. So please, Mr. Police Commissioner or whoever in charge of the traffic branch, tell your officers to look out for these vehicles on the road with flashing blue lights like if they are police vehicles. Other than that, sister, I mean, my country, I am going to have a heritage and stabilization fund, you know,
I'm telling you, boy, nobody else have that.
All right, that's in the Caribbean. And here about too, I have just celebrated 186 years of emancipation. And I am proud of my country. I have a man who get a P&M education, ride a bicycle and bring back a gold, silver, and bronze And I have swimming pools in every one of my depressed, so-called depressed communities right now. And people only get them. Do something for yourself and don't study these people. Sister, enjoy your evening. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear brother. Let's see who else is there. Caller, you live?
Hello?
Yes, caller?
Aisha, my darling, good afternoon.
Hey, mommy, where you come out?
Well, girl, over the island.
Hey, you next door?
Yes. Yes,
I
Aisha,
did not know that.
Yes, I'm up here since last week Wednesday.
Well, are you enjoying yourself?
Yes, darling. If I tell you something, I have a ticket to go to Greenland, but I'm not sure if I'm going across yet. So, you know, Carnival is next week.
That's right.
Right. Yep. But I shall enjoy myself, sweet. I don't know how much people ask for you. You know how much people ask
Please tell everybody I said hello and I sent my love.
As you reach down by the trims and them down there by 91.9 radio station down there. Oh, gosh, yes. Aisha. Where Aisha? Aisha, but how you doing otherwise?
Everybody, I not complaining. Everybody not complaining. We hanging in there.
Yes, but a gentleman called earlier, and that was Paul.
Yes, that was Paul.
You know his song like to me?
Who?
His song like Kia.
Who Kia? I don't know any Kia.
You know name Kia?
I don't know any Kias.
You remember? You know? Rowdy Mescal. Rowdy Mescal.
Oh, okay, I got you now.
You right, you know, get me, all right?
I got you.
Okay, my darling, everything all right with you, okay?
After God, I not complaining at all. I'm not complaining, mommy. I can't complain.
I know that, darling, and say hello to my boys and them for me.
I would do that, and I hope to see you soon.
Of course. You go shush him out now. That is why I tell you, I'm not sure about the Grenada thing. I know my business about us do it, you know, Aisha.
I know that.
Okay, darling, but you will be seeing me because I come and organize my ticket.
I can't wait to see you, mommy.
Okay, love. Well, have a good
All the
afternoon.
best.
Okay, bye-bye, yeah.
First of all, they like Bacchanal. You know, they're telling me which Kia. You see why? Listen, I just come here to do a good show, and all these texters and callers just put me in problems. They just put me in a Bacchanal. Legacy Guy is reminding me who Kia Mommy talking about. I wanted to forget Legacy Guy. I deliberately forgot. You on the live reminding me who Kia Mommy talking about. Caller, you live?
Hello, Aisha.
Hey, how you doing, darling?
Listen, so what Paul is saying, you interested in the admin?
No, well, I think he was saying more needs to be done for agriculture.
No. Because I repeat, Cocoa Estate up here, you could have come up and look at it. You look like he will handle the cocoa good.
You know what? I fed up at you know. You see you?
No, whatever Cocoa Estate up here, Paul might be good to break cocoa and pick cocoa.
And you want Paul to come and handle cocoa or by you. So why he can't pan tomato?
No, cocoa.
You see what I mean?
The Cocoa Estate.
Come off the phone, caller. You see why I can't take all, yeah? Caller, you live?
I shall go on girl, call up me from here.
Hi there, how you doing?
Hi there. You see, you so deceitful, eh? You say that it's not applicable to the 60th anniversary, but you keep paying them because you want to drum Paul. Aisha, you're sick, girl, you're sick, Aisha. What about the boat ride? Tickets finished?
I don't want you in my boat ride. Don't ask about it.
I can't make it best out to Aisha.
I don't want you in my boat ride.
I'll come and storm it. I'll come and storm it.
I come into Tobago and make Bacchanal. That's what I come in and do.
Yeah, come in Bacchanal. Yeah, you have a Bacchanal to make? You have Bacchanal? I want to go around the stadium and march around the indoor complex they want to build for much years. Over 20 years they want to build an indoor complex.
People saying they cannot find Faith and Farley and Duke in Trinidad. They can't find them.
Oh, and make noise. That's 60th anniversary for you, Aisha. Come on and march around. Look how long rain falling now. Let you come get to play indoor. Nothing, Aisha. Oh, God. 60th anniversary, Aisha.
Come off the radio.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too. Let's go, caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha Wells.
How you doing, darling?
Well, I did listen on the 60 years in independence in Trinidad and Tobago. If people look back at this country, they will love it. Because when in the 80s, we had Dutch Road, now we have Pitch Road. We didn't have water running in every part of Trinidad and Tobago. Now we have water. We had school. We had school until we don't know where to go. We have everything. They take off the train. We had train. They move the train. And then they open up the bus. So that's the only thing they do. They should leave the train and develop the train. But otherwise, Trinidad is a blessed country. People love it. And don't talk about when they come carnival to wind up and get on. That's what they like. When them tourists come, they jump in bare feet in Trinidad and Tobago. We is a blessed nation. They could say what they want. Trinidad and Tobago is a blessed nation. I shall have a blessed evening. People can say what they want. Right? We are blessed by the hands of God. And we have a lot of God-fearing people in Trinidad and Tobago. That is why, no matter what they say, what they try to do, the devil has no room as he will like to have room. Bye, Ansha.
Thank you so much. And that caller is going to take us straight to our break. It's 60 years as a nation. When we come back, I'm going to ask you guys, what do you want us to improve on over the next few years? 60 years is good. According to all the calls and texts we have got, we are in a magnificent place at this point. But where do you see us going? after 60. We're going to discuss that when we return. Stay with us. Yours truly, Queen of Talk, is in the building. And I'm fed up of these texters and callers. They only put me in confusion. Let's go for the break.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HOTP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
Hot Off the Press presents Aisha Wells' Birthday Bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're going to have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board. We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Olu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the old-time gospel hour all-night prayer. This and every Friday evening on the Street 919 FM from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Good about that looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat that look like it does well.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Fire on the mountain. Okay, so let me play some voice notes. Get you guys in. All right, let's go.
You see, it's me again, yours truly, Diamond. Not wanting to change your program, but just yesterday was Emancipation Day. I am saying, change it to Black Freedom Day, because most of us as African or black people are still enslaved in our minds. Is that why we are so unruly? And that's how they put us to go against each other.
Good afternoon, Aisha. It's Paul on the PNM again, you know. Paul come across to the UNC. Paul wake up and realize the PNM wicked to black people to the own Aisha Wells. You know, great is the PNM, you know, wickedness is the PNM. You have to get rid of the PNM, Aisha. 60 years, you have 6 years to celebrate with nothing. And you are at the bottom of the ladder.
I don't know why KFC don't disconnect their Wi-Fi from between 4 and 7.
Aisha, good afternoon. Pauline having a serious problem, girl. She petticoat showing since yesterday. I'm listening to she. She need to get some braces to hold up that petticoat. She totally out of context and out of control. Please, Aisha, tell us what we could do to help her, please. Thank you.
How would I just end up in these confusion?
Oh God, the talk going so sweet and nice. Oh God, them jumbly just come out from boy. Oh God, don't answer the call now, man. Let me enjoy this. Let it go smooth and nice now, man. Oh God, man, them real sickening boy. They're sickening. I will say, my country do well. You understand? From Dr. Eric Williams. Next August, January, I will be 65. And when they look at me, I don't need to look like that. So I give praises and thank you, dear Jesus. And God bless all the prime ministers who took the heart for us, except the yellow cloth. You understand? So, God bless Trinidad. I can't wait to come home. Come on, Paul. Oh, God, Paul. Want to help Kamala to drink some goose rum, now, man. Okay, so you all have a blessed day. Love you, Trinidad. We do well. We do well. God bless our country. And then independence coming up. And my brother's birthday is the same day. So we do damn well. Right? I don't study Paul now, man. Look for people who could talk and let me enjoy it smooth and nice. This rough road with Paul and them. I can't handle them, that truth, you know. I really can't handle them. My stomach this ton. Okay, I love you, darling. Take care. Oh God, man, if me like your boss. I show you.
Well, let us just tune in for the confusion. I can't take all your caller your live. Caller your live.
Aisha, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. PNM.
Aisha, I want to thank you and celebrate with you how much good we have done as a nation. 60 years, we are a young nation, but we ain't get it as right as yet. But I guarantee, with leaders like Dr. Rowley, the Honorable Camel Robinson Regis and all of those, we're going to get it right. Right? And the naysayers and them, it has some people in this country, Aisha, only looking to cry down this country. And you know what the bottom line is? It's race and politics. They want to get back their hand in the cookie jar, so they go say the nastiest things about this country. But people know. I was looking up the other day, Aisha, our literacy rate in this country is 90-something%. 90-something%. Aisha, we get in there. I looked on and listened, but darling, thank you. Keep up the good work.
All right. So remember, calling your live.
Hello. Yeah, hello, Aisha.
Yes.
How you doing? Gosh, I laugh in my belly full here. Sorry about the noise, eh?
Yeah, they have me laughing.
We have done well. We have done well. I want to say to the brother who's supporting Paul and talking about Kamaka. Well, you walk him and kiss him not earlier and welcome him. Okay? You give him a nice hug up and welcome him across to the bag. Aisha, the more I hear them brothers and them, is the more I just want to say, race is the PN. No. But nah, man. All you have to try and get some substance and bring some positivity to the program. Yeah, Point Lisa's industrial estate. Well, I wonder if only catching crab, because remember, only catching save the crab to avoid the smelter and all them get no. Wasn't the smelter, was the highway. Yeah, but the crab catcher tell only the smelter was not quite, it's only lowy. only allow the PNM. Also, we have real dollars to pull up real whole only get all back pay. But any backlash from all take on the false Jesus now, the man who, how much days he fast for 10,000 days? More days than Jesus he fast for and convinced we are against a lot of, not we, but them, against a lot of progress in this country. But if they allow the PNM to continue the development, also with spaceship parts we make, Aisha Wells, also we dealing with Bezos, and no, to build a spaceship and think it would be nice. Well, you pardon and cool all yourself. Great as the PNM, we have done well. We just need to work on them, the recalcitrant minority on we side, them brothers and them who believe in robbing and breaking. We had to pong it in there and try and get them out of that and develop themselves and seek knowledge, and we'll do a little better. Now, if we could get rid of the UNC, that would have been nice too. We'll make leaps and bounds.
Thank you, Alien Man. Caller, you live.
Good evening, Aisha. How are you?
I'm good. I have not heard this voice in a while. How are you?
Well, me sit down and listen to a fella call from Tobago here. So let me talk like Tobago, and that everybody know what Tobago may come from. Aisha, let me tell you what we inherit, what we got from the PNM in Tobago. One, we got 3 new secondary school as Eric William came into power, Dr. Eric William came into power.
Wow.
We get Scarborough Sec, we get Roxborough Sec, and then we had Signal Senior Comprehensive. That's what we call it. Then, darling, this assembly, remember we had an assembly 20 years before this assembly, the past assembly, the PNM assembly. We had people of governing Tobago 20 years before that, from 1980 to 2001. I want to know what we got between that time. But let me tell you what we got between 2001 to 2021. That's what we got. We got about 6 new health centers, new Pantin Health Centers. We have 2 new hospitals. We have a complex in Roxborough. We have the Taboos complex in Scarborough. We have the complexes in Shaw Park. Orville London built 3 new secondary schools, which is Mason Hall, Woodwood, and Fayside. He also built 6 new primary schools.
Wow.
And these people don't the way the thing happens so fast. I'll tell you something, Aisha.
I'm listening.
There are people in Tobago doesn't know that we have the own power plant in Cove. Some of them even know that we have a gas plant in Cove.
Tell them.
Right from the PNM. So when they're talking about indoor facility and all kind of things, how much are them going and play this? Every recreation, 90% of the recreation going in Tobago are being listed. They have the right to go play in the night, to go do anything. And when you go, somebody want to block. The same fellow talking there about the activity ever playing the game. Any sports whatsoever. And this is the way the thing happens so far. Don't talk about housing facility in Tobago. Don't talk about housing facility. When the Tobago House of Assembly came to power 2001, in Signal Hill, Robin London said the first regime said the land too expensive. And give back the people and the money. All these things happen. But you know, some of them just want to be noticed. Want to be noticed. Everything you do in Tobago, long ago, you're hearing all kind of bacchanal. As the assembly do something, they start to talk. Listen what's going on here, Aisha. We have a deputy chief secretary. In the history of the Tobago House of Assembly, no deputy chief secretary never gets $61 million to spend. What are you spending it for? Where do you do this? But you know now they think that you have to go in America. What part in America for Tobago Day? No deputy chief secretary never do that. We have chief secretary going in Grenada to spend holidays. We have secretary going in Grenada for nutmeg, what you call it. We have secretary going in Grenada for Carnival. We have all kind of madness taking place.
I hear everybody doing what they want.
Just give me 1 minute again. And you know they promised to raise all the CPEP and URP people salary. But when I talk to them and tell them this is a program, CPEP and URP is a program. That is a central government program. I don't know if you know that.
I knew.
And I want to know how the assembly will raise the salary unknowing to the central government. That's madness. And you know what? Last but not least, this man in Trinidad, cost up Trinidad, and we don't want Trinidad here. And we don't want them to this and they do that. Walking and telling you Trinidad, and I like to be going and going in Trinidad now. Walking and giving out bread. Walking and giving people bread and water. That's the same thing they did in Tobago. Now you have to just go inside the start of telling people left, right, and center. You look like a PNM, boom. You apply for grants. You look like a PM, this and writing, look like a PNM and writing, none for you. And it's so what's going on here. That's what's going on in Tobago here right now. It's have people that used to walk in any division with any political party jersey. You could talk anything about politics in infrastructure. Right there was okay. No, you can't go inside there with a red beret. You can't go into that red shirt. You know, only try to enter the gate with a red shirt and tell you go back. Good evening, Aisha. I will talk to you again.
Thank you so much for calling us. I want to clear up some of your voice notes.
Good afternoon, Miss Welch. We came a long way, but we could have done better. We could do a little better. We came a long way. You understand? Because we have plenty of achievements that things we could cheer about. You understand? We have plenty of things, the first female president. You understand? The greatest cricketer Brian Lara. We are Arnold Warwicker. We are Dwight York. We are Sterling John. You understand? We have plenty of things that we could cheer about. We have Dwayne Bravo. We have Michelle Yahi, George Bovell, J. Hugh Gordon, Cleopatra Burrell. We have plenty of things we could speak about. We came a long way. As the
Paul, you're misbehaving on the live, eh? Paul, behave yourself on the live. Caller, you live.
Hey, Aisha. Hi. And this big train.
Hi. Go ahead, caller.
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
All right. All right. Well, Trinis just need to reflect and enjoy everything we have, man. We come a long way. We've come a mighty long way. I mean, the government have done so much, and we just need to keep pushing. Just need to keep pushing, man. I mean, I'm proud every time the Olympics come around because we always get some kind of medal. I mean, starting all the way back with Hazley Crawford, all the way to Keyshawn Walcott, and the guy who just won 3 medals in 1 games, I forgot his name. Shame, I should know that, you know. But anyway, Trinis, just be proud because you make it to 60. There is no civil war in Trinidad. Huh. A lot of African nations cannot say that.
That's right.
Remember that.
That's right. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's see who's on the outside. Every line in the studio is lit. Caller, you live.
Yes, good evening. How are you going?
I'm good, darling. How are you?
Yeah, this is one of your Tobago friends here, although you don't
my Tobago boyfriend. How are you doing?
Yeah, well, yeah. How are you going? But, you know, when I just have to call in and respond sometimes to people when they make certain kind of comments. You hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
I hear that the guy caller talking about you can't wear red jersey and all kind of different things. What is he talking about? Who is discriminating or hamburging anybody? That's one of the easiest time. I remember in the first 2 terms of the when Mr. London was there and so on, people were afraid to talk to one another. I remember even going on the fast ferry, and there was one time where people were so afraid of who they were seen with and so on. We don't have them things in Tobago anymore. Everybody is free to associate and talk to what they talk. So when people giving this misleading, miserable and lying statement,
you have to call. I have to call in on that and tell that. That is absolutely untrue and totally rubbish. Nobody in Tobago is singing against anyone. Right now is the competent and the willing who are willing to serve in Tobago has opportunities. Yeah? And I want to say congratulations to the athletes and their performance so far in the Commonwealth Games. All right?
All right.
Good, thanks.
You good. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon, Sister Aisha.
Hi, how are you?
Just keeping fine. And blessings to you.
Thank you.
I'm listening to your conversation this evening, Sister Aisha, but I will say, Sister Aisha, as the gentleman just said, we come a very long way, Sister Aisha, for independence from 1962 to now, 2020. Yes, Sister Aisha, 2022. From that time to now, Sister Aisha, we as a nation, we come a long way, Sister Aisha. The problem we have in this country, Sister Aisha, is that is one set of people observe independence at Trinidad and Tobago. We have another set of people just, I would say, want what Trinidad and Tobago have to offer, but they have no kind of concept for the nation Trinidad and Tobago. Because being an independent state for 60 years, plus a republic country, Sister Aisha, we have come a long, long way, Sister. We could have been further than we yesterday. Because of certain people that living in this land, Sister Aisha, we ain't reached the pinnacle that we're supposed to reach. That's why, as they say, God bless his soul, the Prime Minister, the father of the nation, to say, if we, as Trinidadian and Tobagonian, had deal as we just enjoy coming out for Carnival. So the impression we just have, if we have it right to the year, Trinidad and Tobago will be the richest country in the world, and there's no doubt about that. But we have obstacles, Sister Aisha, in the way of the independence that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Because if you notice, there's only one set of people, Sister Aisha, that celebrate independence of Trinidad and Tobago. Sister Aisha, you have a peaceful evening, a blessed evening, and you take care on the road from your place because you know outside wet. You just take care from your place, Sister Aisha, and have a blessed and a pleasant evening.
I definitely will. Thank you so much, my brother. Caller, you live.
Yes, Miss Aisha, I'm calling back here.
Yes.
Because I think it's something I didn't mention that I feel in my heart I should mention. As a Tobagonian, I heard the guy talking there about the independence and so on. But, although we're together on paper as a country, as a Tobagonian, I don't feel very good what the... Hello?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah. I said, as a country, I don't feel very good what the union has been able to do for the Tobago side of things. On paper, we are saying together, we aspire together, we achieve and so on, but I don't believe the two islands really. And I'm sure that in every Tobagonian side, there are people who would say other because they support a political party. If you talk to them personally, you would see where every Tobagonian feel that the union between the two islands, justice wasn't done where Tobago is concerned at all. We have been, I believe we have been neglected when you look at the development between the two islands. The disparity is very great in terms of where Trinidad is and where Tobago is. We continue to suffer with our greatest minds going to Trinidad because of the lack of opportunities. We would like to see self-government for Tobago be an issue that has been completed because we think the Westminster system has failed Tobago miserably. It was good when the British did it early, but now in present day and Tobagonians have grown up to realize where the world has gone and so on, we are left behind, and they think a different system, like a federal system, will it be more appropriate where Tobago is concerned to allow Tobago to develop in the way it should. Because I think our population, if you look, there are more Tobagonians living in Trinidad than what lives in Tobago right now. Our population will be well over 200,000. But because of neglect of Tobago side, Tobago is left where it is with a population of just around 65,000. And every year,
but do you think
only
Tobago could...
10%.
You think
only 10%?
You think Tobago could accommodate more people on the little island?
Of course. What do you mean? You look at Singapore and look at countries in the world. Listen, only 10% or less of Tobago is inhabited. Most of Tobago, if you go in any village or anywhere in Tobago, is totally uninhabited.
So is it that you want to turn Tobago into like an urban
No.
Listen,
Let us dispel what you're saying there. If you go to Barbados and all those countries, which is around Tobago size,
Barbados
like
is
Grenada,
not
all of
Tobago
them,
size, but
Tobago,
okay, I'll go there with
maybe
you.
Maybe just a little larger. But what I'm saying, both of the islands are around, the small islands are around the same size, can accommodate a lot more people. But because of the fact that the island has been neglected in terms of its development, most of the opportunities and everybody leave this island here. Only 10% of the island stays home. That is not good for any country.
Well, I know that you guys are on the road to development now. I mean, only have PDP.
No. You have PDP, but the systems have to be in place like the self-government issue and so on to treat with that as well, to allow us to develop and blossom and grow in a way that we would like to. And have our most of people retain at home.
I know this particular Prime Minister would have met with Farley, and a lot of discussions continue to ongo between central government and the Assembly.
And as a Tobagonian as well as the Prime Minister Tobagonian as well, I would expect a lot more greater things from him where Tobago is concerned, but we're yet to see what has been really done in his tenure for Tobago, really.
Are you for real? You still looking to see? Only way to having a brand new airport.
Yeah, well, I was saying, after how much years?
I confused, but you're just saying that you didn't see it. Yeah, but you're saying you didn't see it under his tenure, and I'm telling you of some of the things he's doing.
Yeah, some of the things that have now been done.
All right, he now get the opportunity to do it.
No, but here what I'm saying, this should have been done a long time. Our tourism should have been on par with the other islands in the Caribbean, which is way ahead in tourism. But we never was allowed to do the kind of development and build out the tourism we wanted. And so that's why...
What is the tourism? What is the tourism you want that has not been developed?
No. What I'm saying, in terms of our numbers, in terms of the kind of room stock and all of that, the island has been neglected and wasn't allowed to build out on their own and was controlled from Port of Spain. This is the result of our tourism right now. Everybody knows that.
1 minute caller again, you're confusing me. Because
why you say that? Tell me that way.
I'm trying to find out from you who did not allow Tobagonians to build hotels and these type of things to allow tourism.
Because you know that if even today, if you look in one of the newspapers, you see the Chief Secretary mentioning where if a hotel has to be built in Tobago, you have to sign off on a minister who knows nothing really about where this hotel is and many other things because they're not on the ground here.
Tobago is governed by central government. So I would expect that is the chain of command.
It is too much power from central government. That is why the Assembly there was come back over 40 years ago. And where we're supposed to be now at the Assembly, we do not have the kind of power. And that's why we're pressing hard.
What more power you want?
For self-government. No.
The Chief Secretary is literally the Prime Minister of Tobago.
Listen to what I'm saying. A federal system, you and I know. Let us not try to fool anyone.
I'm not fooling anyone. I'm trying to get clarity from you on what you're saying.
Hear what I'm saying, and you know that because if it was the other way around, you all might have been worse in terms of how you all.
Caller, that is not true. That is
because,
not
listen,
true. You're being facetious now.
What I'm saying is, listen, we know that the system of government that is there now has failed Tobago and is not working. It has led to the underdevelopment of Tobago, and it is no longer valid. A new system, and they recognize that. That is why you see the but and most Tobagonians see now. You know what most Tobagonians see Trinidad now as the new colonialist. That's what most people.
When I look at Tobago and how Tobagonians think compared to how Petite Martinique and Carriacou think about Grenada, I realize some Tobagonians are very unpatriotic.
Listen, you don't think you ever look at St. Kitts and Nevis and the system of government they have between two islands? that was looked at by the past assembly about 15 years ago.
Tobago is the only island in the Caribbean that I have come across that opposes its main island. You don't see it in Petit Martinique. You don't see it in Carriacou. You don't see it in Little St. Vincent. You don't see it in these smaller islands of what you see in Tobago.
Because of the fact that the treatment and the system of governance between the two islands probably is much different, like what happened in Kingston.
But I'm thinking some Tobagonians want to run competition with Trinidad. Trinidad is the main island.
Competition. It's not competition. Listen. If that is where we're gonna have that big fight between the two islands. Because when we were with England,
but you guys fight for everything, not just that.
Let me ask you something. When we were with England, and you and Trinidad saw it fit since in the 1960s to go independence, they didn't know what uncharted waters, they didn't know where they were heading. However, they saw that they could have done much better with independence and so on. And look at this today. Yeah? You think they could not stay with England and so on? But they saw that the potential that it had. And Tobago has tremendous potential that is not being explored and developed at all. And it has led to the island being like a bastard child. We need to change the system of government in the two islands to allow Tobago to grow and develop and contribute to the economy. Well, I still feel some people don't want Tobago to go that way.
It is not true. Tobago has
all the time.
Tobago has a lot of potential to contribute to the economy, but Tobago's bill is always a lot more than what Tobago makes.
But all we are doing, listen, and that is where the problem is, because all we are doing is practicing Begonomics from the Tobago side, because Tobago is not allowed to develop in the way that it can, right? You look at the development budget for Tobago. You are giving an entire country less than $300 million. The Aranguez Bridge that was built recently in Trinidad, they cost more than the Tobago development budget. So come on, let us be real and let us be honest and sensible about this thing, right? We need a system of government like a federal system of government that would greatly assist the development.
So, Paula, I am actually starting to root for secession. I am rooting for it right now.
Every time you raise this topic and you want to do something positive, that is the kind of thing you throw in the water to mess up the water.
Thank you. I am not throwing anything because it's like you cannot please some of you. You just can't please all you.
Hear what I'm saying. Let us have the self-governance issue and the islands remain together and allow Tobago to have its development the way it should.
But every time we try to intervene,
nobody's calling for that.
Every time we try to intervene on a reel, we're being told that we're not giving Tobago enough autonomy to do what Tobago has to do. So it's like, what do you do?
Tobago, along with the PNM, asked for a self-government bill. What happened to that bill? Everything was turned upside down and changed completely from what they voted on, what the entire Tobago voted on, and changed completely.
Let me say this way, and I think we could end on this note.
Yeah, let me hear what you're saying.
You voted for PDP. Tobagonians voted for PDP overwhelmingly. Yeah. And I think you guys should talk with your PDP representatives and chart a way forward for yourselves and Tobago, and I sincerely wish you all the best.
They have done so.
I wish you guys all the best.
But unless things change with the Constitution, it's not going to go the way we want.
Well, I wish you guys the best.
Part of it.
I do. I wish you guys the best. Yeah? I really hope you guys work it out. All the best to you and
have a nice evening.
I wish all the best to you and the PDP and all and God bless all and work it out. I had a migraine trying to have this discussion. I literally do. I have a migraine trying to have this discussion. Because Tobago says Tobago wants change. Tobago removes PNM, no problem. PNM is gone, but Tobago still has issues. And the issues Tobago have is that central government isn't doing enough for Tobago. And when central government intervenes and makes arrangements for Tobago in the form of hotels and other things to bring income to the island, Tobagonians complain. So it's like you're tired. It's like you don't know what to do. Tobagonian sends every year a budget to Trinidad, and the budget is 10 times more than what Tobago makes, and Tobago gets their money, and then Tobago still complains. As I said, I have not seen that type of unpatriotism in smaller islands attached to main islands. I've not seen it. The type of behavior that I see in Tobago, I don't see with smaller islands attached to a main island. And I'm tired of having to fight all the time on these same issues. That's just how I feel at the moment. Caller, you live?
Oh my goodness, I actually got in. Hi, Aisha.
How you doing, darling?
I am blessed. I'm blessed. Look, I just want to respond to the last caller. And what it appears to me is that every time Dr. Rowley and the PNM administration makes recommendations for improving the island, they disagree. Namely, the Sandals Hotel, which have done a lot to improve, right, the tourism to the island. They decided they didn't want it. What my observation also is they have elected a bunch of inept politicians who supposedly claim they can run the island and do a better job than the PNM. If I were Dr. Rowley, I would let them run it. They're going to do one of two things. They will either succeed or they will fail. And in the end result, the people will see whether or not they were capable in the first place to govern themselves. From my observation right now, it appears they don't know what they're doing, but leave them alone. And that's my recommendation, my comment.
And I agree. I'm agreeing, yeah. I kind of sold on that issue. I used to be like, okay, PDP this and PDP that and get rid of the PDP. But I actually loving the fact that the PDP sit down there doing what the PDP has to do to make Tobagonians happy. It means it's less stress for me and those of us who are focused on moving our country forward. Those of us in the PNM, that is. So I have absolutely no problem with the PDP. Mark my words. All they want to change, you got change. All is well. Kelvon Morris, you holy faith. We continue to support you. We continue to love you. God bless you, Kelvon. Do what you have to do. That's how I feel about the situation at the moment. Let me go. Caller, you live. I'm going to play some voice notes after this one. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Aisha, the first thing that they did, the same kept home from work, but she was working in PHA. Like one of the first things they did, all those also get rid of Sanders. When Sanders came to Vega to do the hotel, all of that man talking of set up pictures yesterday, he forget all of that or what? And that is only two things I call it. Many other things what they do. They said they're giving this, I forget the name of the payment. Well, I hear them say December now they're getting that $10 million in each constituency. Yeah? He let him talk about all those things. Let him talk about all those things. Coming and talking and set up people nearly a whole hour he take and talking nonsense. God boy. Happy independence, Trinidad and Tobago. God bless it on Trinidad and Tobago. Only one thing I'd like to see, the bloodshed, oh Lord, Father God. This bloodshed, oh Lord. I want to see this bloodshed stop. I'm begging you, Father God. You're the only person who can stop this bloodshed right now. Everything in your hands, Lord. I know nothing is impossible with you. I know you could do it, Father God. I'm begging you. Let the blood stop flowing. Oh Lord, Father God. I'm begging you, please, please. I'm begging you on bending knees, Father God. Please stop the bloodshed in this country. I'm begging you from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. I'm asking you, Father God. Do it, please, 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 please. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Aisha, have a good one.
Thank you so much. So, people, I would like to have somebody counsel Paul on the Facebook chat. I don't know if you guys not noticing, but this is a cry for help Paul is displaying on the Facebook chat. And I know that, we make fun and we get kicks and we just laugh and we just talk, but something else is going on there. So anybody who is open to the discussion. Try to find out what Paul is upset about and how we could help Paul get back in the right frame of mind. Caller, you live.
Good evening to you, dear journalist and former counselor.
How you doing, Tabakit?
Happy to be alive. Look, let me get right into the editorial, but give a different perspective and share a different opinion. So let me get back to mainland Trinidad. If I were to say 60 years and proud as a Trinidadian, yes, there have been a lot an achievement. However, let me be the first to say in pushing this different perspective, first of all, we need constitution change. We need that reform. Secondly, when we look at our failing infrastructure, and this is my opinion, so people got to respect it. And I'm saying when we look in terms of infrastructure, we need to do better. When we look in terms of healthcare, there is a problem. And for instance, let's look at our natural resources, our state-run entity. I will look, for instance, at Petrochem. When we took over that from the white people, we would have been expected as 60 years, one of the largest refinery in the Caribbean. And in taking back these things to the same white people, who we took it from to give it back to them, that tells me after 60 years, I cannot say we are doing so well. Yes, we built our entire education system. But with the last SEA result, we saw where approximately 60 to 70% of children fall through the crack. And these are real issues. You see, I'll tell you something, journalist. Yes, I could come here and talk about all the fanfare, who win a medal and what's happening. But there is an underlying problem which is affecting real-time people. When we talk in terms of crime, which is a complete runaway horse, even the Prime Minister is saying crime can be equated as a health pandemic. And if we say 60 years, and in terms of life and limb, let me repeat this, journalist. If you're telling me 60 years and people's personal safety and life and limb, what there is to celebrate when you close your business, you have to be running for cover. Why it is a businessman is at his base and could get shot? Is that anything to celebrate? Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, to all the fanfare, come out with the drums, come out with the steel pan, wind up and down the place. But what happened after 3 weeks? And I am now speaking here, sister, real-time issues. And I'm saying, if where you live, and if safety is one of your biggest concerns, and we got to face that, I could have come here this evening and joined the chorus from Vatican City with the Pope and sing that same chorus. But if I come and join that chorus, I will be a hypocrite to the high heaven where at night as the sun drops, there is no safety. How many children is going hungry? How many children? These are real issues. And I'm saying, don't get me wrong. Yes, we will be proud as a nation to reach 60. But what about the burning issues? For instance, if we look right in Sealat, John, Marva, when you look right Duncan Street and you see where people living, and look where the treasury is, look our pitch lake, we don't have it. Very soon Rasta will be privatized. Workers will go home. We don't know if a foreign entity is going to take it. So as I take my leave, I know perhaps they will bash me, but anytime I have to call a radio to song like everybody else and song like that choir from Vatican City, that is the day Tabakit would have lost his voice. And that is why I'm telling you this evening, the perspective that I am pushing We need to change constitutional reform. We need to stop selling our natural resources. Crime, and I will say this, if I celebrate in 60 years and every day 6 to 7 people is murdered, and safety, if your personal safety and you don't have that, hear me this evening, love. I'm not coming to fool you. I keeping it real because you is a well female gladiator and I want to keep it real with you. I'm not coming to fool you here. I cannot celebrate 60 when safety and life and limb is at risk and where people are going hungry with so much money in this treasury. I can't celebrate 60.
Not so much for money, my love for Calypso, and me rapping so. The kingdom at stake, so they say I can't make, I am on do. Me no Lego.
Tabakit can celebrate 60 years earlier.
Like the temperature in a storm, you won't find the place getting warm. It's dynamic.
He refused to celebrate 60 years. Caller, you live?
Hi, sister.
Hi, brother.
I thought Paul or the Rainbow Man was dumb. But Tabakit now proved to me that he a little worse off than Paul. You know, he sound like Pastor Boga played the so-called football man who is now a minister. We name Naked.
Yes, Naked. Naked.
Naked. When you listen to what Naked said today, and you listen to what Tabakit just said, the same thing, you know. Which part in the world does not have poor people? And since Lavantel close to the treasury, what that's supposed to mean? That we're supposed to take up the treasury, open the door and let them go in? Bait. I call that race baiting. The same thing Naked did this morning is the very same thing he come to do. Well, he can't celebrate 60, Aisha. You don't know why he can't celebrate 60? He can't come to that. If he could have come to that, you would have been able to understand what that means. Because apparently he didn't spend that year. Because he get an award. My taxpayer dollars gave he an award in 2010 to 2015. That's why we can't have no respect for that award. Because you get that on that fraud. Just like the Speaker of the House went and take an exam by himself. Apparently that is exactly what happened to you. I don't understand. So Lavantel is the only poor place in Trinidad and Tobago that have poor people. They didn't have poor people in Caroni, Bangladesh, and all them places then. So you need black people in this country suffering, I shall. That's what you're telling me, you know. So you don't have crime nowhere else in the world. I looked at the state where had what you call the George Floyd murder. And the population make noise and the state cut down on the funding of the police service. The murder rate has increased in that state twice times. Right? So I don't know what you're coming to tell me. First, all these people and them so-called fishermen under the People's Partnership, that was important stuff. You have to get rid of them Tabakit. Under this administration, Gary Griffith tell a group of policemen to go and take lie detector tests, and none of them didn't take it. How do you expect crime to stop? The biggest importation of drugs is not African people per se, Tabakit. It's the same people who make it know about crime and how crime affect them. It's the same people who represent them when they give grant a man murder, bail for murder. And when he come and he get killed, they were the same lawyers who represented him now, telling he was a good fella, you know. He was trying to change his life. So they were doing that to benefit black people. So Tabakit, you have a group of people is letting murderers get bail, and they are reforming their life. So these black people in this community are trying to change their life according to what the UNC lawyers are saying, Tabakit. So you come in there with it making no sense. You sound just like Knockit. Racism. That's what you come there with on a different spectrum. I sure enjoy evening. I don't know why they allow them to call and talk that garbage for, you know. Only racist. Just that he ain't put it over, but that is exactly what he's telling me. African people are being suffered on an African government. But you and Paul go and sleep. According to him, man, go and pick some chocolate. Good evening.
Not so much for glory, not so much for money. My love for Calypso, and me rapping so. The kingdom at stake, so they say I can't make, I am on to. Me no let.
Good evening, Aisha. Aisha Trinidadians don't know what they want to know.
if they only realize how this place is a paradise compared to countries out there, they would not complain as much as they're doing now. If they only know. And Paul, you shouldn't go for all the men, you should go for all the women. They're probably the take you. But please give us a break. When we celebrate independence, first independence, it didn't have no social media. It didn't have all the set of guns that it have now. The world is changed. And it's not only in Trinidad, it's all over the world. You know, it's all over. So right now, I know you're just singing for your supper. So what you just say there is nothing.
Aisha, that old man from Tobago, you know what you're talking about. At the end of the day, the place is Trinidad and Tobago, right? It's damn fool. If we can't come together, how we could go forward? You understand? We want to separate. We want separation. When you separate, when you're weaker, you have to come together and be strong as a nation. You want separation. You understand? Well, take the treasury as separation. We'll keep the treasury and all will go so. They want money from the treasury, but they're contributing nothing. Only want they want development. But how much money Tobago is contribute to the national GDP of the country, or both nation, both country? Mad people. Nothing they give in, but they want. They get their own treasury, their own TNTech, their own WASA, their own TSTT, everything that they get for themselves, if they don't want it.
Ms. Welch, good afternoon. That caller talking about the PNM and the PNM. Yes, we know he's a PDP, so that is why he's trying to swing everything in the PDP favor. When the government tried to give them the last budget, which one of them talk about what Tobago do with all our money? The next half did that. When Sanders come here, what he leader did? When you going to talk to his leader concern that same Sanders hotel where you want to introduce with Tobago? I want to speak about federal. Federal secession, it is apart from each other. Federal is secession. You're trying to play foolish. And I want to know which part in Tobago holding 200,000 people. I want you mathematics that for me and send it. I want you mathematics that and send it on the show for me. Which part in Tobago holding 200,000 people?
Aisha was on your listening public. Aisha, I would like to start off firstly. Where would you like to see us heading in? What direction would you like to see us heading in the next couple of years? Aisha, the citizens of this country are requesting simple things, Aisha. You know, create a nice environment that people can go to work on time. Sometimes on the highway, Aisha, some people pass on the highway and I see people waiting on a job. They know a little shed on the highway, Aisha. You know, a little nice stairs instead of having to walk through that muddy area down in South and Central and so forth. Simple things, Aisha. As well as what the road paving rural areas. You know, the government can work on those kind of things. Better roads. Right? I mean, it's time we change some of those major contractors who paving roads and give it to some small contractors. Good evening, Aisha. Aisha, you have belly. You have more belly than the beast itself. Aisha, you have a belly. Because a lot of Trinidadians do not understand the problem with Tobagonians. The mindset of the Tobagonians is what keeping them back. It's not something to say, I'm not saying something to offend Tobagonians, you know. It's the mindset. Aisha, I'm going to tell you something, and you made a good point. You made a good, valid point, and he still didn't pick up on it. Aisha have been going to Tobago for a long time. And each time I visit Tobago, they have the same scenery. They have the same old glass bottom boat. The prices and everything just went up. Aisha, they're not changing nothing. And you know who they want to blame? They want to blame everybody else besides themselves. Change the boat now. Let the boat look a little more professional now. Build a little hotel. They want to put a hotel in Tobago. Nah, they don't want that. Aisha, the mentality of the people are the same. And they like to, now you see same thing, you know. I'm going to tell Tobago something. You first start with us as a people. If you cannot blame yourself and correct yourself, you are failures in life. Eve blamed the serpent. Adam blamed Eve. And how did that turn out? Both of them lying. So let me tell you all something again. When you look at Jamaica don't blame nobody. They embrace their culture. They don't care what nobody say. They embrace their culture. I was watching a video recently where they said how they don't even know what soca is. Why? Because they don't want to listen to other music in the country. And the problem with Tobagoans, they believe that they should stuck in a certain way and it should work that way. No, it would not work. Try something. Develop the country, or you get the money, or you have PDP, or you demand what all you want and see if it would work out. They're talking about bill and this bill. That bill had no bill and no parliament had nothing to do with the money you have, or you can do what all you want. Nobody can stop all for building infrastructures in other country. All you have PDP and them do it. But the problem is, they find they must get what they want. I want it this way, I want that so, I want it so. It don't work so in countries. Countries don't work so. Everybody thinks collectively and come to an amicable decision and we say, yes, this could work. Right?
Musical bass, everybody shaking their waist. That is how I come in. Mama mia choking. I ain't afraid no.
I sure you see that smelter plant? If that did go on stream as planned, we would have been in a real good position. You know, most countries have that now in the most developing countries, including China. We would have been in a real good spot. And the person that is charged with the responsibility of closing that down was the People Partnership. Under Kamala and them push people, brainwash them people and them down there to prevent that from happening in the smelter plant. That is something they need to bring back here. I sure you could remember Sanders when they were bringing it to Tobago. How much of them across they oppose it and cause the whole thing to just collapse. So I don't know what they're talking about. They say they don't want any development and they want to be first and whatever the case. Go and do some research on that Sanders when they was bringing it there. A lot of them say they shouldn't, they don't want it built here in that community. That community is this, they don't want that there, this and that. What's new gone up and make us a bacchanal and tang and whatever and it never built. So what they come in and say that they prevent it from being developed for? Eh?
Aisha, this guy is talking about trader treat Tobago like a bastard child. First of all, right, Tobago don't have the economics to survive, right? We have to give them money from our income, right? They do not have the economics and the natural resources to think, right? We give them a support, right, because that was left under the British government, that we should be the caretaker of Tobago, right? And I hear this guy talking about Dr. Rowley and the PNM and do nothing. What did Kamala's predecessor and the PP government did for Tobago? When Mr. London called Kamala's central government to come to talk, she never came to talk to Mr. London. And look, Dr. Rowley has talking to Farley and they decide to move forward. Tobago has get new boat, they have gotten police station, they have gotten hospitals, they have gotten roads, water, lights, everything. Good development. Look, Sanford was coming to put Sandals, right? Sandals was not Sanford. They was going to build a Sanford out there. Duke and the PP government run them out of Tobago and say when they get in government, they will bring back Sandals. So who has hampered Tobago from being developed? Huh? Tobago wanted self-government, right?
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You see, when I come to party, I don't want to hear about nobody business, boy. Security put the man for them out the party.
Dr. Livette,
Join him right here on your radio every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting live it rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live.
Hot Off the Press presents Aisha Wells' birthday bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're going to have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board. We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Olu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
Job Optimum Health and Wellness. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan. Examines all of your organs in a single session. 95% accuracy. It's painless, non-invasive, and affordable. Call Pastor Job at 350-2628, 767-1031, or 275-6300. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan at Job Optimum Health and Wellness.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ill, and you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the house of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God. God's word direct from his throne room in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Good, that boat I'm looking like a real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat I look like it's not wet.
It's all about the fastest growing reggae show in the land without a doubt. Right here on the Street 919 FM. Each and every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with yours truly, MC Duke, alongside Selector Kochi. So make it a date and don't be late. Rock and come in, line up, link up, creep up. You don't know reggae rock each and every Sunday. Salute God Amari, King Selassie.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Not so much for glory, not so much for money. My love for Calypso, I'm the rapping so. The kingdom at stake, so they say I can't make, I am on though. Me no Lego, coming on strong, so down.
Aisha, that guy from Tobago always calling him whenever they can't take the pressure that people putting on his Tobago government. He always calling him to contradict something. But Mr. Archer is correct. Mr. Archer is totally correct. I agree with him 101% of what he just said. Aisha, I know of 2 people personally who applied for grant. They got call from the office, tell them yes, the grant approved. When time to distribute the grants at Shaw Park, apparently they get to realize who are these people and realize they are PNM supporters. You know, they did not call these people. They did not call them to come for the distribution in Shaw Park. There are a lot of discrimination going on in Tobago, so that fella always calling and talking a pack of bull. Almost give jacket and Jimmy Jim boots. Thing in Tobago is that gentleman who, not even a gentleman, that boy who talking there. That's the only underdeveloped thing in the Tavern Tobago. Aisha, we got cut you off now, man. The boy spoiling your program, man. He's spoiling the program. Mash, like go away from here. Coming with the PDP nonsense. Hell, man. You know, when he call other programs, they just cut him off because I nonsense. He only coming on your program because you're allowing them to come on the program and disrupt your program and talking nonsense. And that's why they're using your program to talk foolishness.
The kingdom at stake, so they say I can't make I am on do. Me no Lego coming on strong. Like the temperature in a storm, you won't find the place getting warm. It's dynamic musical bass, everybody shaking their waist. That is how I come in. Mama mia joking. I ain't afraid nobody. Watch me raging in the heat.
Oh God. Since she in Pauline Club, she only getting on real stupid there, boy. Only picking up one set of KFC box, empty boxes. And Pauline eating steak. Aisha, she didn't realize that Pauline Club ain't good. She only eliminated Pauline and Palarat and them. Oh God, come off KFC. Aisha, that man talking a pack of bong day. Because right now they have an assistant chief secretary that gets 60 million and only having Riverline and sharing money in Trinidad right now, and he's supposed to be in Tobago. Why didn't take the money and help develop Tobago? Trinidad give him that money recently here. But you only having Riverline and eating chicken, fried chicken and roti. That's the assistant chief secretary. And the chief secretary, you only want to go on honeymoon constantly right now all over the world. And all the rest of them who now get in office, how they go develop Tobago. And they're going all over the place. All of a sudden they want to go America for 2 days. They want to go Canada. They want to go all over the place because they have money to play with now. Who give them that money? Not Trinidad? How you want Tobago to develop? They must him out now. Rock so boy.
Let's see who's on. Caller, you there? Not there. Caller, you live?
Counselor and journalist, permit me to share a second opinion, please, in terms of your editorial. I have a pertinent question for you, and I'll go direct into it. In terms of our import bill, in terms of food, approximately how much money we spend, sister, as a journalist, because as a journalist you will have information. Approximately how much money we spend in terms of import with food. Approximate.
I don't know approximately, but go ahead.
Right, thank you. So let's face it. Trinidad and Tobago, in terms of important food, 80 to 85% we take from our treasury. Listen, people, don't cost Tabakit, do your research. County 1975 is the largest holder of prime agriculture fertile land. And when you tell me in 2022, and we say 60 years as an independent, people we've got to bring and face the truth. If we cannot feed ourselves, we in crisis. Look what happened with Russia and Ukraine. Look, recently, National Flour Mill had to raise the cost. We cannot grow our own food. And that is why food is so expensive. The poor and vulnerable is facing trouble. And this is why I go where the air is rare. Or your posh Tabaki are coming with the facts. And if all you believe I don't have the facts, call and say what I'm saying is not true. Sister Aisha, journalist and counselor. If we celebrating 60 years as an independent country and we cannot grow our own food to feed our people, hear me people, let's get real with a real-time discussion. Aisha's program from 4 to 7 is the biggest radio show in Trinidad and Tobago, perhaps in the Caribbean and the world. And I'm not coming here to waste time to bring no false information. Let me say this, Trinidad. How can you celebrate 60 years and you can't feed yourself? People, you can't eat buildings. You cannot eat a hospital. You cannot eat nothing else but food. And when we start to grow our own food and we cut that import bill to about 30%, then Tabaki will say, I want the first national flag. I'm walking from San Fernando straight by the Red House and celebrate. But how could I celebrate when poor people, all they could buy is this paper when they get their salary? And you will tell me, I come in here to song like the rest of my abundance, like if the Pope send down a thing to join them? Tabaki is saying no. I am not a hypocrite. I cannot celebrate when people is going hungry, and 80 to 85% we import our food. PNM Marabontes, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Tabaki don't know.
Now and then, sing one of your new hits. We want to hear it. I had to refuse, had to make an excuse.
Let's look at how much things they destroy in this country. We had a textile plant. If they work earnestly, as Dr. Williams said, all now, so we might have been exporting cloth instead of having these crazy fellas bringing in cloth from all over the world for we. We had an electronic industry. Instead of them trying to advance that all now, so we might have been manufacturing satellite communication equipment and all the equipment that we need. But no, they want to mash that up. The secondary road construction, when they get the hold on that, they should have really advanced that into something more well-rounded, seen about all our infrastructural needs. But no, man want to thief and scam. Look at all that. Look where all they put in all themselves. All they get wisdom, or the lack of it will be the end and the doom of us. That's all anybody can't be real at all. He just had organ deluded and denuded organ African. So you ain't know what good for anything at all because you're talking things that you ain't know what about. That's why you look into our office and all that fall back the experienced people because all they want to do stupidness.
Mama mia joke,
good afternoon. That man forget Watson Duke say the people and them with the big red flag. He don't like them at all and he don't like them. And he go do for them. What he talking and saying? What is he talking and saying?
How about you?
Good afternoon, Aisha again. Under Ho Choi Charles, PNM was never in charge at Tobago from ever since. Always from Ho Choi Charles come down. See how much development Tobago has developed. Is when Orville London came into office, Tobago started to develop.
So what I'll do is I'll put back in the $30. I'll do that in the morning and make a payment.
Good luck, God. They asking everywhere how I come in next year. What kind of calypso? Is it fast or slow? While I working hard to come up.
Aisha, if you ask half of these young people and them to name that beach where the port is, they cannot give you a name of that beach. But Aisha, I can tell you that name of that beach in front which part the port is there. Where you see they have I Love Tobago sign there. They call the Niggers Bay. We used to walk all day catching looking for Paco and Wilkes. We used to play football and cricket. People from all over used to come and bathe there, play cricket and all kind of thing there. What this man talking about? Aisha, he needs to come off of Goat Rock and walk around there. My father who lives here 40-something years now, when he came back here and see the development of Tobago to see how far it come. It's Aisha's people like them so will poison the youth mind and say that PNM didn't do nothing for Tobago for 21 years. You just hear what Monks and George came and say, we have our own cove, we have our own current and all these things. Poor Charles and them didn't think about that. They did not think about that. Let that old goat, because I think it's only goat on that island there, go back where he come from and stop it rubbish. It's people like them so we have some of the youths corrupted. It's like them so have the corrupted. Aisha, Tobago has developed and come a very long way. Tobago is a paradise, and Aisha, the way how they want to keep Tobago, they want to keep Tobago as a tourist destination. That is how they don't want to pollute. That is why we don't have factories and all these things, and that is why they put cove, they build cove so that factories and all these things could go down there. By heaven help we, yes? Heaven help we. And then you to come out the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister have done the same PDP and them was down there marching and said that we don't need that expansion of that A&R Robinson Airport. And I shall check back in the archives. You will see it. Look, heaven help some of them old goat and I don't know why he don't go and plant some potato or something somewhere. I shall look down and listen, darling.
With a tune to beat, tune to sing. In the street, thing to swing.
Good afternoon, Aisha West. Great is the PNM. Suffer black people more. The PNM don't care about black people, Aisha West. Only just the voting bank. They care about the 1% and the financiers. As long as the PNM in power, black people can't see the way to get rid of the PNM, Aisha, and bring back the UNC. Performance will be happening. Long live the UNC.
Aisha, even again, it is time that we deal with the racial bias, racial hegemony, xenophobia, the denigration of African people, and the psychological genocide being systematically employed to disempower and disenfranchise our people. TATT has no locus standi when the spectrum, the broadcast spectrum, is properly and decently used to balance the broadcast content that is now listing heavily in favor of the East Indian community. And it is being allowed to so list heavily by TATT, who refuse to rein in talk show hosts, presenters, and owners of radio stations who allow this garbage to be spewed, who allow hate speech. They refuse to rein in persons and to take action against persons like Fazir Mohammed, who, being an experienced journalist with many decades of broadcast experience and talk show host, having a wealth of experience and influence, refers to our president, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, the highest office holder in the land, constantly referring to her as a glorified rubber stamp. When he, over the decades, had ample opportunity to call other presidents by a similar epithet, he never did so. Why? Has the office of the president, has the duties of the office of the president changed? What gives rise to him calling our president a glorified rubber stamp all of a sudden? Is it because she's African? Is it because of a woman? Does it have anything because he's a Muslim and have issues of having a woman leading him or leading his country? What is it? It is time to deal with these people. It is time that we pick at the officers of CCM TV6 and ask for them to account as to why he makes those statements. Because he's misleading young people, he's misleading visitors by his constant rants against our president. It is time we deal with these people.
Let's go, calling you live.
Hey, good evening, Aisha Wells. How are you going, sister? Hi, Aisha Wells. Good evening.
Hi, honey.
Everything cool? Let me answer Tabakit. The food import bill, Aisha Wells, is $1 billion. Tabakit, the party that you belong to, came from the agricultural sector. What did they do the three times they had a chance at the wicket? From Ketalite to Carney 75. Carney never made a dollar profit. Billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars was spent in the largest URP, which was Carney 75. Never made a dollar profit, even when sugarcane was viable. So Tabaki deal with that, and then you will get point leases by the same PNM government, right? When we deal with Tobago is, right, I can't study Tobagoans because all they voted 14-1. What Tobago needs is a 5-star brand name hotel, right? I hear Farley rambling and making a sort of old noise and stuff. We are the only Caribbean in the archipelago that does not have a Sandals brand, which is an all-inclusive brand. With that same flight that Farley Augusta is complaining about Aisha Wells, what happens with a 5-star brand, Sandals brand? They bring their own airlines. The traffic will start in the air. So you won't have to shake down Caribbean Airlines to fly to Tobago. And that is what Tobago is missing. And that is what Dr. Rowley tried to do. Tobago does not have a 5-star brand hotel. And with that will come traffic, and they will bring their own flights from all over Europe to fill the hotel. So your flight capacity will go up. What Farley has to understand that Caribbean Airlines does not have a sufficient fleet to have that route running, in this unchecked, all-inclusive people. Farley has to remember as well that Caribbean Airlines is highly subsidized. It's highly subsidized. It's not that the government is discriminating against Tobago, the Dr. Rowley of Tobagonian. And that is what he was trying to correct with the Sandals brand. Right? So, Farley, I don't understand where you're going with that. And to end to say, Aisha Wells, right? Tabakit, at the end of the day, the Caribbean don't grow wheat. Countries around the world were suffering from wheat. There's particular countries in the world that grows wheat, like Ukraine and Russia and grain. And it's not just Trinidad, it's under a food crisis. It's the whole world, Tabakit, if you follow international news. Because of Pacific countries with Pacific climates, grows specific things that deals where we get to learn that Ukraine supplies a lot of the world with those things with grain and wheat. So Tabakit, what I want is the billions of dollars from Tata Lai. Then Eric Williams said we go bail all you out when the white people pull out. And Carney 75, the biggest URP. Only like to talk about URP in Lavantil and the ghetto Eric Williams created. That was billions of dollars a man cut in the same spot and never make a dollar. Go and ask anyone of your UNC ministers and ask them to show you the facts. If Carney ever make a profit, it was subsidized. Billions of dollars was given to Carney to pop it up as a feeding frenzy and to eat off the trough. So that was the big. So one final that about the Arab lands the Carney, that was all they did with it. And go with Badio, Pan and Kamala ever enact any serious agricultural plan. When Mr. Manning tried to create the mega farms and bring the Cubans here, down in Tucker Valley, all they take the Tucker Valley lands and give it to when the partnership came in power. To do all kind of nonsense down there and scrap the mega farms that Mr. Manning was trying to create to try to help feed us. Who do that? The party will belong to Tabakit. I ain't as long as you come better than that boy, not with me. Thanks, Aisha.
Good afternoon. It never ceases to amaze me how illiterate, idiotic, uneducated many people in this country is, despite the fact we have a free education system that is second to none in the world, and information is available on the World Wide Web on a daily basis to educate yourself without having to wait for somebody to do it for you once you could read and understand basic English language. Since 1962, Trinidad and Tobago, if we look at our history of where we were then to where we are now in 2022, and you still have uneducated, literate people saying PNM have never done nothing for we and we yet to progress as a country. If you looking back then at Trinidad and Tobago, when we were under governorship, to where we are now with a president and a prime minister, and you say nothing has been done, this country has not been developed, you are an uneducated, illiterate, useless person who do not deserve to breathe the air as any other sensible person. It's as simple as that. Now, I would say further, everybody like to talk about the government need to diversify and we need to diversify into agriculture. People just don't understand. People like to talk and they repeat, but they don't understand. History would show you that agriculture in any country, developed or developing, has never been an easy solution, fix, or has never been able to fully feed a population, especially if you have a growing population. Agriculture requires land mass, which most developed and developing countries do not have. There are improvements in agriculture, yes, but no country could honestly sustain an agricultural capacity to feed its nation because of the constant increase in population growth. In other words, all you want to make 10 and 20 children and can't feed them, don't blame the government for failing agriculture. Blame yourself. Now, agriculture has never been easy, and in most cases in developed countries, is always somewhat subsidized. Again, in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have farmers. We have a lot of backyard gardeners. Plenty people who claim to be farming on squat land. They don't plant anything except one particular type of crop and then claim when it have flood, the launch crop and look for government subvention. We do have a lot of farmers who are unregistered, who claim it to be farmers but unregistered. All this has already been known. If we want farming to succeed, we need to have a proper structure. And it's not the government to do that. It's for the so-called farmers to gather themselves properly and then lobby for government assistance in registration, probably getting feed at subsidized prices, etc. There are a lot I could say about it, but I ain't gonna say no good. I for them to do. Me ain't no farmer. And for the people who always talking about diversification of the economy, so what, we don't have a manufacturing sector, we don't have import and exports of food into other Caribbean islands, we don't have a sector that builds steel and for road. So we have diversification. So what is it they only want the government to do again? Why it is these stakeholders who are there in the private capacity do not diversify and expand the culture? They are the ones making the money from it, not the government. Why we always looking for the government to do everything, to put all the infrastructure in place for who? To come and make the money. Because when the private sector benefit, the consumers don't benefit because we're still suffering from high price and high cost of living, which is not a government fault, like the private sector fault, and people not understanding their role as consumers. People need to start learning to think. That's how we want to improve ourselves as a country and society. Start to educate ourselves and think now. I would say this. I have no problem with the changing of a name from emancipation to whatever name that may seem fit or convenient. However, you could change the name of anything anywhere in the world, no matter how much times you want to change the name, that would never help. True emancipation comes from the change in mentality and attitude of a people to support and recognize their own culture, their own kind. And until the people themselves change their attitude, ways of thinking, no matter how much name changes we have, as good as it might be, nothing will change. Real change comes from within, not without. When the change within takes place, the outside will exude the change that is required for the society to benefit and improve as a group of people, as a diaspora, as a culture.
That is how I come in. Mama, me ain't joking. I ain't afraid nobody. Watch me raging in the heat. Rampaging in the street.
Aisha, good afternoon. The only how people in Trinidad will realize how far they came from, they have to look at the history. History. Trinidad, a lot of young people in Trinidad doesn't know that Trinidadian used to have a ration card to go to the store or grocery, or they call them shop long. All that changed. Another thing.
Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. If it's one thing I want, it's the government to press the man side of it. It's the government to look me down in the people's head. It's the government to tell me we are one more thing. One more thing, yeah. I want to get one. I want to go crazy, crazy. I want to play a mask. I just want a pretty lady. Do what we have to do. But yeah, what I want to do. If I had one wish, don't mash up the place. Don't one way, man, mash up the place. If I had one wish. You ready? You ready? I want to tell them. Open it up, open it up, open it up. Open it up. Caribbean people say that they're ready to play twice a day. Come carnival, we outside. Take that chip and you won't get wine. I want to get wine. I want to get crazy, crazy. I want to have a pretty lady. Do what we have to do. But yeah, what I want to do. If I had one wish. Mash up the place. Come on, man, mash up the place. If I had one. George, you know what mash up? Lo. You know what mash up? Tell me. I'm a jail chicken outside by a greedy. Let me mash up again one more time now.
Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. Hold on. All the people who really wish Carnival was the way it used to be, put your 2-1 in for me here right now. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize Carnival again. Hold on. All you have to sing it louder than that. I want all you close all your eyes. Just go into deep inspiration like it was back in 2009 when the Carnival used to be the best. Let's go. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize sing Carnival again. And you're looking for your flag and your cap and your flag band start band ready to jump. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize Carnival come back again. Everybody put up all your hand, put up all your flag. 1, 2, jump on them. Show me ya, where 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 ya. Well, well, well. Yeah, well, 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 well. Thank you. Ding dong. I want to say thanks for giving me the opportunity to sing with you.
Is I get the opportunity to sing with you?
No, I get the opportunity to sing with you.
You like to call me first?
Because you love the place.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
This is the voice of Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday from 9:05 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sundays. May God bless you as you learn the truth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Better vision for your physical eyes, and through the eyes of faith, let healing arise in your mind, body, and spirit. At Natural Heal Ministries, we teach kingdom principles for living that brings the blessing of God to your mind, body, and soul.
NHM Professional Associates are located at number 10 Moody Stewart Street, Monterey Post, San Fernando. For more info, contact Dr. Desmond Phillip at NHM on 349-3494.
NHM Professional Associates can be heard live on the street 919 FM every Saturday from 9:05 to 9:55 a.m.
Good about I'm looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's not wet.
The This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Check out the Children's Hour Worship Ministry of the Word and the Family Forum every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Law and You every Friday evening from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer live on the Street 919 FM, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He had showeth thee, O main, and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. In the name of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly. For further information, call 753-1133 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
An excuse can't make one good. I have such
All right, good-looking people. Eric just jumped in here because he heard her passa going on the road. He reached down.
I reached down tongue.
He in tongue because it had big bashment out on the road. So what's going on, Eric?
I just did. How the weather treat you yesterday and well.
Why does do, Eric? Decide come here and annoy people. Let's see who's on the line. We have Rowley Jr. How you doing, Rowley Jr.?
I'm glad the gentleman from St. James dealt with Mr. Tabakit, quite, I don't know how to put it, quite efficiently and organizing his contribution. Because you see, Tabakit and they are well-spoken, they come across well-spoken, but unread, not well-read, disorganized, and they tend to forget. I've made the point that even from Mr. Pandey to Kamla Prasad December, they come on, they always listen, let's just use agriculture. They have agricultural-based support. The whole of Caroni lands, Tabakit, when they wanted land, Mr. Mani even came up with a plan through the Ministry of Agriculture under Mr. Rael and gave them all that land. And you know what? They used all the rebates to fix the family, Most people come down the canvas in port to do with agriculture. Their children studying chemical engineering and so on, As they say, they use it as backyard fee to get the land, and then they take the benefit for themselves. Mr. Manning tried to do it differently to avoid flooding. You don't have to repay people. In fact, the minute Kamala came into office and there was the rain where she let down goods and running in the flood, as a means to show that, hey, leadership is possible. They paid out flood money about 2 weeks after. So my thing is, I think the person who gave the voice note about literacy and so on. Listen, I love being Trinbagonian, but I'm telling you, there's a long way to go with us being informed about things, educating ourselves, and understanding correct leadership. It's a problem for Trinidad and Tobago. There's a gentleman who call and always say that, UNC is the thing and PNM is this. UNC gives you $69. What do you call it? Colony Orange. Dr. Oli shifts it for policy, restructuring of local government, property tax that everybody feels is someone's nemesis. Not only that property tax, there are people out there waiting to pay it in the millions for the other welfare to get permanent job. All they want to sit down there and run around for $3. Tobago, I used to tell myself Tobago is a place that if you would real think, they both in Fali and they are now everybody complaining. You know why? I told you all, as much as they are black people, they were pushing Kamala model. Kamala model not good for this nation. And it's not disrespecting her. She's not good for this nation. So if people like the Israel Khan and they want to make a point that Kamala Prasad good for here, after we use billions and millions of dollars, something wrong with our people. There's a difference between culture, supporting somebody because of culture, and supporting somebody who has proper leadership. Before I go, you remember Sanders? I tell myself, well, boy, at least once for the year or twice for the year, the madam and I could go and, in the little budget that we have, what Sanders, Watson Duke, the same thing with the Revenue Authority, jump on Kamala and the wagon and say, hey, we will get it when they're in office. Or let's people get it now, or it's too bloody stupid. How about Aisha Wells? Well, let's take care and enjoy the evening.
Oh, God.
That is how I come in. Mama mia choking.
If you see how much voice notes I have with 15 more minutes to go, they just overdo these voice notes. Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha.
Hi, good afternoon.
I want to answer Tabaki because I am in the agricultural field.
My God.
Because that level of nonsense Tabaki talk, there was a minister of agriculture by the name of Pigott. He had tried to reform the agriculture to make it a business model. Do you remember when KFC was doing sweet potato fries and cassava fries?
Yeah, I remember the cassava fries.
That was an initiative of Mr. Pigott. And when Devon Mirage came into the UNC came, destroyed that company. And I worked for the company, so I don't want to say it too much. But I know they destroyed the company and that whole initiative failed. Because the cassava at that time went down to $2 a pound because the amount of cassava we had. The intention was also to produce flour from cassava and PCS nitrogen to do breadfruit flour, and the UNC cut it. When Caroni was closed, each member of that company was given 2 acres of land with the intention that he would cultivate. Who worked in Caroni? Mostly the people from UNC district. Not one. If 10% of the land is cultivated, so much. So the nonsense sabotage you want to talk, tell him go and come again.
My God.
Milad.
Let's play some voice notes. We could only play one because all they sending too much.
I want to debunk the bullshit that Tabaki talking.
But he got
right? Tabaki, but tell you something. It's not only Lavantel. It's not poor people, right? I could carry in places in central Trinidad. But where I went, and I would pinpoint it. Don't worry yourself. I want you to tune in the heart of the press. I will be going in certain areas, and I will show you the level of deplorable conditions those corporations in Central at present after all them years, right? So don't come on the radio to BS and try to fool people, right? Because at the end of the day, you, Tabakid, is an unpatriotic Trinbagonian, right? Unpatriotic. You know why? Because your party not in government. So you want to curse the Prime Minister and curse this one and curse the other. Right? all infrastructure and this and that. Oshwati, your leader, was there. What she did and her ministers did from that in that 5 years. That 5 years, them set this country back bad. Right? That's why the country in this mess 12 years later. And all you want to blame Dr. Rowley? But you want to go for me now, a bunch of unpatriotic hypocrites.
Leave me alone, please. Aisha, leave me alone. All right.
Me and my boy, they have no conduct
whatsoever.
at all.
Aisha, I just have they say, that's not where. It had a major landslide occurred about half an hour ago.
Where?
In Blanchishes. So guys, avoid them areas because I can understand it brought down some power lines. So be careful out there. Avoid that area if you don't want to get electrocuted. Presently, TNTech up there trying to restore power in that area. It's just before the Josephine estate in Blanchishes.
All right, thanks for the info.
Yeah, and also they are very, very flooding as well. The Caroni area.
Let's see who's there calling you live.
Hi, good evening. But I listen to the topic you talk about. It's nothing to celebrate, right? But between me and you talk about agriculture and this and that and that. And the arable and the fruitful Caroni land. Who get all the Caroni land? So producing nothing is civil disobedience. And we didn't have a civil war. Civil war is all kind of things. We are producing nothing, all that is civil war. Then people just wicked. And between me and you, if you ain't get to say that it's a phone card involved, that's the truth. Because them get all the land, all the money, they get everything, and they ain't producing nothing. Why? Tell me. They're wicked. And that's the truth. Why they ain't producing nothing? Mr. Shovels, are you there?
Right here listening to you.
Yeah, but why they're not producing nothing? Because they want to try to see how they can do change of approval to build condos and this and that on agricultural land. Not to plant nothing. They're wicked. All they want to plant is building. They don't want to plant no food and they're talking about import bill and import bill. Tell Tarakit, have a nice evening. And you have a nice evening too.
Good afternoon, Aisha. We sell tabas. We have nothing to celebrate. We suffer on the beat of John, Nelson Street, Duncan Street, and them pay them stronghold. Voting in PNM for so much as 60 years old. Sufferation, but the PNM had to go with further by the PNM. Good afternoon, Aisha. Oh, tabas. When you're in the PNM station, they did them very hard. Don't hold back nothing. Because we have nothing to celebrate. There's pure separation and oppression under this wicked PNM government. They had to go. They're too evil and wicked.
Caller, you live. All right, not there. We're getting ready to shut down. Now we almost to the end of the show. Let's see who's there. Caller, you live.
Yeah. Good night, Aisha. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Yes. Good night, Aisha. Hello?
Good night, caller. I'm
Hello.
hearing you.
Yeah, man.
Caller, you're not hearing us. Hi, caller. Good night.
Hi, good evening, my sister.
How are you?
I feel that fella they had to go and look for work. Yeah, because he said, "Oh, boy, every day, he up to now, he can't tell me which party he working and what pressure he under, that the PNM must go. And you understand what Tabaki, understand what I tell you just now. Tabaki did the same thing Naki did, just in a different form. You hear? There's a young African telling Trinidad and Tobago and the world that emancipation gone. We are talking about the celebration of emancipation. Tabaki comes to try to change the topic in a kind of way to tell me that he ain't celebrating nothing because we can't plan nothing. Everybody don't tell me. The people who get it. And you know something? Have you ever heard East Indian who, just like petroleum workers, who get sent home and get a VSEP money? You hear anyone that make noise that they wasn't well paid? The only thing that they care what our group are making noise for, they believe that the money that the European Union gave to the state, that they were entitled of that. So they voted for the People's Partnership and great and expected that when the People's Partnership get into office, that they'll get a cash in hand as well. But the money that the European Union gave to the government for sugarcane workers wasn't for that. Was to develop the same land that the government gave to them, put in road and subdivided and everything else, that they would have turned it into the same food that you're talking about, tabaki. They were going on a long time, there are no tractors, the generate tractors are full cane. Long time is a cat and mule. If the cane supposed to be 1 ton, then bringing half ton and charging the state per ton. You have the biggest step as the man described. So they're overcharging, they're overweighing the cane. So and then that's the quantity as to where it's supposed to get, you could never get for the volume of cane that you tell yourself you pay for. Who is doing that about it? Aisha, I'm going to enjoy evening and good night to you, sister, and the gentleman sitting down next to you. Them come to change. Yeah, what they tell me, you know, we mustn't celebrate. So I have a black man, just like what Naked said to call you what? House Negroes. Those two Tabaki and them trying to convince a lot of young black Africans that we trying to convert them into house Negroes. You're not going to celebrate. But a man here what's going on, you have to celebrate freedom, emancipation. And them that celebrate, they come from India. But they don't celebrate when what do you call the thing when they come under? Indentureship. They don't celebrate arriving here. But they come with a suitcase. I didn't come with none. But you know they don't celebrate when that they finish, you know. When the term of indentureship finish. You ever hear that talk about that? I hear a lady call what dates and all it finish. After that we get a lady day when indentureship finish. Set up dance.
All right, people, we out of here.
Be safe, guys. Remember, be celebrating 60 years. Be proud of your country, where we have achieved, where we were, where we at, and where we are heading in the future. Blessed night. Catch you guys on the other side.
That is how I come in. Mama, me and choking. I ain't afraid nobody. Watch me raging in the day.
Views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Everybody right now, put your right hands in here. Put your right hands in here. Wait for me. Just wait for me. Just wait for me. You ready for me? Give me the pose first. Let me go. 1, 2, wait from side to side. Wait from side to side.